It's always interesting what you find when you look under stones and in among sort of nettles and wild areas, either in the garden or even on the side of the road and the edge of a lane. And here we've just found 2 snails, which are beautiful when you actually study them. They've got these lovely bands all the way around, these stripes curving all the way around their spiraled shell. And lovely colours, sort of some yellows in there and greens as well. This is a brown-lipped snail because it's got that brown lip. There's quite a few different types of snails in Britain. And this has got just a brown lip on the end of its shell. This one here's got a yellow lip. It's a little subtle yellow lip on the edge there. So that will be a yellow-lipped snail. And that little pale yellow lip. And again, it's got lovely sort of pinks in there as well, pinks and oranges. Now we always get excited about shells on the beach, on the seashore, but look at snail shells and they're really equally, if not more, beautiful. Snails make great subjects to draw as well because they're fairly static, and it's great when they do come up and they poke their little antennae, little tentacles out of their tendrils out of the shells and move. But if you put some leaves down as well, oh, this one's just waking up, they probably won't move that much. So they're a good sketching subject. And I'm just aiming to get the shape of the shell here, just the outline form. And this one's off, so I can then put in the body and those little antennae. And quite nice to just, you have to be quite quick, but just draw that snail in different positions. And we can get its little eyes here that are on the end of these tendrils. They've got those little eyes as they look around, and they're great character snails. It's nice if you can capture some of that character. To give that spiral shape of the shell, I'm just curving around to help, again, doing little curved marks to give the sense of the roundness of the snail shell. And then I can put in some of those patterns and that little lip there. So hello, and to say hello, so I can get the antennae and then a slight stripe on the back there. And it's good to draw them from different viewpoints, and because they move fairly slowly, it gives you experience of drawing moving things, but with a little bit more time, and then that sort of tail coming out the bottom there. So I'm using my brush pen because it's fairly quick, and you could use any medium you want to, so we could even use a little piece of charcoal for this shell here. Again, just getting that spiral curve. And I find, like most things, the more relaxed you are, the better the overall finished drawing. And then we can get the patterns. And it's varying the tone, so in some areas you make the edge of the shell darker, and in other areas you make it slightly lighter. Oh, and that's quite fun, having the snail actually crawling along the top of the sketchbook. I could almost draw it in so that it is up here. So we've got the shell. I could even tear this paper to the shape of the snail's shell. And then I can have my little snail shell there. And then the snail moving along the top of the page. And we could do another one here and have a whole row. This is where you can really have fun shaping your sketchbooks as well. So you don't just have to have a sort of smooth top to your sketchbook. Shape them and have some fun, and we can have a whole row of snails moving across the top of the sketchbook. And I might just curve this round and have one curving up and really get that spiral in. with the charcoal. And if you're drawing small things, you get really beautiful beetles as well if you look under stones, and even slugs actually can have some fabulous like tiger-like patterns and stripes. So it's great to have a look under your stones and see what you can find. But if they're very small things, you can draw them bigger. This snail here I've sort of enlarged slightly, which can make it easier to draw them. The key is to curve, always sculpt with your drawing materials, the curving around to get that rounded shape and form of the shell. So I've got my quick studies of our little snails, shaping the paper to the shape of their shells as it moves around at the top of my page, and drawing in charcoal, and then here with the brush pen. Just getting the main sense of the shape of the shell and the pattern, and trying to get some of that character of the snail. And I could add paint, paint on top of this to get some of those beautiful colours into the shells. That might be another demonstration.